Welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist. And welcome. And this is Rogue, who is very sleepy. Come, say hi. Say hi. All right, you can go lie down. This morning when I got up, I'm looking at her going, come on, get out of bed. Come on. She just cracks one eye and looks at me like, So, yeah. Somehow we have reached the middle of December. I don't know what I've been doing with my week. I certainly haven't been stitching. Okay, I've been working on a pattern, but I mean, other than that, I'm like, what did I do? I did do some Christmas shopping, like out of the house Christmas shopping before this. It's mostly been like looking at stuff online and all that. And I was like, why is it that when you decide to go out of the house to Christmas shop, there is some kind of time warp that happens? You leave your house, it's a reasonable time of the day, and you maybe visit a couple of places and you come back and it most of the day is gone. And it's like, you feel like you didn't even spend as long in those places. And I always joke about there being some kind of time warp when you go into a grocery store to do your grocery shopping. Because you feel like you haven't been in there that long. And you walk out and, an hour and a half has passed. And you're like, well, I didn't buy that much stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's not really true for me right now. I don't buy that much stuff because my sister and I do our grocery shopping one day a month. We may go get a couple little things here and there that you can't just sit around for a month, but mostly we go on Senior Day, which is the first Wednesday of the month, and we get an extra discount, and it helps us quite a bit more than it would seem. Plus, I'm really good about shopping sales with coupons. So my sister, when I first moved to Phoenix, I used to, at that time, it would be paper coupons, either in the newspaper or you download them online and have to cut them out. And I would look at the sales in the three main grocery stores here and decide which one the coupon would work better at, that kind of thing. I don't bother doing that anymore. I use digital coupons at Fry's, which is a Kroger store. And they send us, we call them Big Brother coupons because they look at what you buy and then they send you coupons for that. My sister brings those and, we have those. And she used to tell me, well, it's cheaper to buy groceries at Walmart. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Walmart does have their rollback prices and, some things like that. And a lot of times they will honor a sale, a particular sale. Let's say milk is on sale for, $1.87 for, a gallon or something. And you bring the ad in and they will honor that. But maybe it's because I was a graphic designer, I don't know. The company that put the ad out that you're trying to get the price for at Walmart, that company spent a lot of money putting that ad out. I know how much advertising costs. And they deserve the benefit of their advertising, not a different company. That being said, many times you don't realize how many things are affected by whatever ad is in any given grocery store without going in. And I'm not talking about looking at the paper ad that you can get in the mail that goes right into my recycle bin, because sometimes you don't necessarily pay attention to what things are included on the sale unless you're in the store. So there's that. And then there's the weekly digital deals that Fry's, aka Kroger, has. And sometimes those deals are like super cheap. And I just download them on my Fry's app, and we can get as many as 5 at that price. And it's a huge savings, especially when you have the senior discount on top of that. So going in a grocery store for one day a month is exhausting by the time you come out. But you get your groceries a lot cheaper, and that's the name of the game, right? There are very few things you can do to save money on your living expenses. You can turn off lights and try to bring your electricity down a little bit. It'll help, kind of, sort of, a little. Here in Phoenix, I use a budget plan for the electricity, just because I don't want to pay $500 in the summer and $10 in the winter. But I'm sorry, baby. She's very sleepy. I don't know. Today she didn't want to get out of bed, and I said, "Come on, let's go." And she's like cracking one eye. No, I'm too tired. My mom always taught me the grocery bill is where you can save your monthly, living expense money. And every nickel counts when you're in the grocery store, let me tell you. Every nickel counts. Because by the time you come out, it's unbelievable. Okay, enough about this horrible economy. Gas. Gas is another thing you can save on. Don't let me even get started on gas. Yeah. Okay, back to stitching. I'm going to talk to you about stitching this week. I've been wanting to paint so badly, and I don't have any of my supplies because they are in the storage unit. I didn't bother trying to do cross-stitch gifts because I can't finish them, that kind of thing. So I'm doing a lot of stitching just for me. Anyway, I've been trying to get this done. This was my Jingle Ball class project. Tiny Modernist gingerbread house. Hers was, I think, on 32 count. So much smaller than mine. And I think hers was like this big. And mine isn't gigantic, but I did finish the back, all the back stitching, everything. And I started the front, the other side, the second side. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but when I looked at the pattern, the way the pattern is, it has the front, and next to it is one of the sides. And then the back, and next to it, the other side. And I thought these were the same. They're not. And it wasn't until the class that I think I did talk about this. The shading on the gingerbread house, you see how one side is a little, you see how one side's a little darker than the other? That's because that's the back side. So I have to remember when I'm putting them together to get them going the right direction, so the shading goes the right direction. And there is shading on a lot of things in here, like the gumdrops have shading, you know. So yeah, so I'm still plugging away at this, but I was consumed by something else, and I did not show you the free patterns that I downloaded last week. I didn't show them to you. This is Be Spicy by Heartstring Samplery, and you have to really look at the pattern to tell what it is, because it doesn't really show up on this fabric very well. But it's a gingerbread man in each corner and a gingerbread house in the middle, and then there's bees flying all over. I think those are peppermint candies. Anyway, I definitely won't be doing it on this color of fabric. Maybe in person, when she did it, you know, how something looks better in person than it does in a photograph. Maybe in person it looked better than it photographed, but, you know, I have to go, what? So I will not be finishing it. I will not be doing it on that color fabric. It's obviously a Christmas bee pattern. I love bee patterns, so I like it, but I'm like, I can't see anything. So I have to figure out what I want to do with that. And then the official Jingle Ball ornament, which I'm sure you've seen on lots of Flosstubes. Now, I just glanced at this. I went ahead and downloaded it. It was a free ornament. I went ahead and downloaded it. And I thought it was a Santa and Mrs. Claus. I don't know why I thought that. Like I said, I went, oh, how cute, Santa Claus. And I downloaded it. But obviously, it's two different Santas. And part of me is like, can I make the other one the Mrs. Claus? I don't even have to change the color of it. I don't care about that. But probably not, because I don't think Mrs. Claus would have a beard. But it's a cute Santa. So when I first saw it, also, I thought, are those slippers? And it's just the way they're finished. Anyway, I downloaded that. I'm not sure if I can't see in my head how I might finish something. I will take longer to get started on it. I like to see in my head what the finished thing is. A long time ago, I did a pattern, not a long time ago, maybe it was last year, I did a pattern called Daisy May, and it's a bunny with bees and lots of flowers. And shortly after I bought the pattern, because I love the pattern, it was the first time that they went to Nashville, so maybe 2 years ago, and I asked the attic to get it for me, and I got it, and I was like really excited about it. But in between ordering it and getting it, I had gone to Target, and in the it used to be $1, now it's like more, the spot area. I found the thing I eventually finished on it, because when I saw it, I said, that's what I'm going to put it on. And so a lot of times I can see what I want to finish it on later. And Santa Claus, I'm not so sure. Anyway, this is the blue flower festive fruit bat. At first, my sister had to tell me that was a candy cane, because now printed it looks a little bit more red and white, but the color is terracotta. To me, terracotta is like an orangey brown. So I will probably just make it red and white. Or, what might be fun is doing, those candy canes that have all those different colors in them. Yeah. Anyway. It's a cute pattern. These little legs. It was a cute idea, too. My sister, on this one, this is Heartstring Samplery Christmas Promise. I like a lot of the old traditional Christmas movies, like A Christmas Carol and It's a Wonderful Life, things like that. So she didn't download this one, but I did. And she didn't realize that this isn't part of the pattern, just this. This is just a finishing idea. Like you can get a wreath and putting it in the center of the wreath. But that's from A Christmas Carol, and it may have been on this one. It may have been, I can't remember. There was a pattern, Zuzu's Petals, and it came with, it was like kitted or something. It came with a jar, I think, for the pattern. The pattern was supposed to go around the jar, and then there were fairy lights inside. You had to buy the fairy lights separately. And I almost bought it because I liked the fact that there was a pattern about Zuzu's Petals. And, of course, that's from It's a Wonderful Life, and that's one of the last things he's like, oh, yeah, okay, I have Zuzu's Petals again. what stopped me is that I would never buy the fairy lights to put it inside. I didn't want to spend the money to buy them both. And so I'm like, I'm sure that pattern, if it's not available now, it will be available. And so I can think about it. You know, like I said, I got to know how I'm going to finish it. Especially if I'm going to spend money on it. And then there's this is from Hello by Liz Matthews, Minnie, Mary, and Bright. This reminds me a lot of Hands-On Designs, those pillows that I was doing. And that maybe that's why I like it so much. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it's a ripoff of that or anything. It reminds me of that. It is similar. And it's like quilting blocks or something. I don't know. I like it. Anyway, that was one of her free patterns. These were free patterns. So. Again, this is by Hello from Liz Matthews. It's called Winter Celebration Small. I'm not sure I would do the border. So it's either a really small house or a really big bird. Is it just me, or do these look like granny squares? Anyway, I liked it. And then this is also from Hello by Liz Matthews, and it's called Hull. It doesn't, they did it on 36 count linen. But it's 27 by 33 stitches. So even so, it's really small. I think that that would make a great little pillow to tuck in a dough bowl or something. So, yeah. We're almost done with my stitching. You saw one thing. The other is Stitchy Mommy's Temperature Turtles. And we're on the final turtle. I did not stitch any of the turtle legs or anything. I'm honestly almost out of that color. But I just wanted to get that in, this week's in, because as I said, I was very, very busy doing something else. But you see it finally got a little cooler. It was actually cold yesterday and Saturday. Yesterday morning when we were going to head out for church, it was 43 degrees. But in the afternoon, it was like 79. You know? So the mornings have been very crisp. Lastly, what I've been working on. Now, my friend Vicki sent me the temperature chart that she's doing this year, and it is beautiful. And had I seen that one, maybe I would have just bought that one. But I decided to design my own because I hadn't seen one that I liked. And this is what I've come up with. I'm calling it Under the Sea Temperature Chart. And, you know, it's got, I tried to put things I could think of that were going to be more shallow water, not deep water. And yes, octopi can be in shallow water. And I know jellyfish are because my sister got stung by a jellyfish. The crabs are red, yes, instead of the real crab color because they're an ooky color. And the jellyfish that I've seen, they're basically translucent, and I'm not sure you'd be able to see them if I charted it in clear. I tried a couple of different colors that were lighter. I'm going to have to move the camera just a sec. Sorry, had one leg tucked under me, and my leg was tired of it. So, I'm dropping things. So, I had these neatly put over there until I started dropping things. This is the color palette. Of course, I don't have them arranged in the way that they would be, but this is not your traditional color palette. I wanted bright colors, so this is the color palette for the fish. And there's a couple of more colors besides what's here, but it's just like for the seaweed and the ocean, ground. But yeah. So I am stitching it on the DMC iridescent blue, and I don't know, without taking it out of the package, if you can see how sparkly it is. I did some snorkeling in the Caribbean, and just the clearness of the water and the colors below, I just loved it, and that's why I decided to do this. I will be posting it on our Etsy shop, Three Sisters Creative. Probably not today. Hopefully by tomorrow. Just in case anybody wants to stitch it along with me. If you do, I would love it if you would put it here that you're going to stitch it with me. I'm not making any hashtags or actual stitch along, or anything, because I don't know how to do that. I do know how, but I don't want to. But I would really love it just to see how it looks from different climates, because you would get colder or whatever than here, so I would find that very fun and interesting. So if you're interested, be looking for that. As I said, this took some time for me to nail down. I finally found it at Joann. Theoretically, Michael's had it, but they didn't when I walked over there. When I walked back there, I didn't walk to the Michael. You don't walk in Phoenix. So yeah, the nice thing is that I used one of the coupons they had for 40% off a single regular priced item, because I don't know when DMC fabrics became so expensive, but wow. But anyway, not that all the fabric doesn't cost a fortune. But that is all I have today. So I hope your preparations for Christmas are going well, and I hopefully will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.